Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be looking at more music, and we're going to go back and we're going to look at some more game music, and we're going to look back at some music and a song from a game that took up a lot of my life, and I think you'll probably, you will know of this game, at least you'll know someone who's played it or someone who's lost their life to this game, and that game is, of course, World of Warcraft, and the song that we're going to be looking at today is Arthas, My Son, from the original soundtrack of the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, the expansion where I began my journey in Azeroth all those years ago. What we'll do, obviously I've heard the songs at several points, but what we'll do is we'll listen to the song all the way through without stopping, and then we'll go back over afterwards and we'll stop and start and we'll talk about some stuff as well. But I absolutely, there's a lot to like about World of Warcraft soundtracks. There's a lot of other controversies surrounding that game company and that game. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong, but one of the main things that have stayed consistent throughout the years of World of Warcraft is how good these soundtracks are. So that's a good reason why I think I really wanted to look at this song. But before we do that, please do like the video if you like it and subscribe to the channel as well, as it really helps me out an absolute ton. Also, please do leave a comment down below because it helps my videos. But also, please do leave suggestions in what you'd like to look at in the future. I've been getting loads and loads of comments, loads of suggestions. I've been adding all of the suggestions to the playlist, so we will get through to them, all of them, at some point. So please do that. But anyway, I'll have a link to this video in the description below. But yes, okay, so look, this is a game that's very near and dear to my heart. Although I don't play it anymore, but that's a different story. So let's get into the reaction, let's get into the song. Arthas, My Son, from World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King, in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there's so much to talk about here. Okay. Okay. So, as you can tell, I very much enjoy that song. Um, for I think in terms of the story that the song is trying to portray, and a lot of the musical features that it uses to tell that narrative is done really, really well. For lots and lots of different reasons, and I think it's just a perfect song or a perfect example of a piece of music that, because I believe this was also used in the release trailer for Wrath of the Lich King, so it's got a job of kind of telling you this narrative whilst also being, you know, hype enough music to be trailer music to be able to get you excited for the game, which I believe it does. So we'll go into it and all the aspects that I really, really love about this song now as we go back over it. So let's go back over this song and I'll tell you everything that I love about it. Now, straight off the bat, you've got this kind of like low humming kind of choral male voices. That obviously gives it a theme of something that's ancient, something that's old, something that has been forgotten for a long time. And then you've got this kind of strings really high pitched up on the neck. And kind of just squiggling isn't a very good way to describe it. Yeah, and just quickly like scraping across the strings, which kind of gives you an eerie feeling, and it does. But it also is that, you know, the ghosts and the not ghosts, but the ghouls and the undead, which you could see. You can't see on. Can you see my mouse? No, you can't really see it. Just about. You could see down here. So. But also, it kind of, because it's all set in Northrend, which is, if you don't know, it's like a frozen wasteland essentially. Much like the far north in Game of Thrones. That they're very similar. These high pitched strings are supposed to represent, you know, the ghosts and undead, or is it to represent the shimmering cold wind that you would get if you were to be living in a place like that? You could see from the imagery of Arthas's cloak that there's a hard, brisk wind, and you're entering this kind of, and it's bringing you into the scene. That's what it's doing. It's bringing you into the scene. Okay. And then we have horns come in, which just adds to it adds drama, obviously, but it just adds to like something is about to happen. Horns bring a lot of power, I think, to music, and it shows you that what is going to happen is going to be from someone who has a lot of power and a lot of force. And you can hear as well that to just layer up and make the sound gradually sound thicker, the horns and the male choral voices are following the same sort of notation pattern. So they're singing the same notes as the horns are playing, basically. And as we've got this like high pitched voice coming in, kind of very slowly, and it kind of melts into your ears, like how it comes out of the horns and out of the big voice. It's kind of mesmerizing in a way. But you still have all the scraping on the strings, and it's all still very cold. It's still very uncomfortable. wanted to let that whole section all play. So, and then with direct contrast to the atmosphere that has been given to us from the instruments beforehand, we get the voice of a child. Obviously, chamber choir, young kid, very high voice. You could be mistaken for thinking that it was a female soprano. That's kind of the similar thing, but with a child's voice, what does it give us? What does it tell us as listeners, as audience members, as people who are playing this game? What does it tell us about the character that is Arthas, aka the Lich King? It says, for me, it's like within that demonic armor that he's wearing, that his life started from purity. A child's voice gives purity, it gives innocence. Yeah, it comes from a place of purity and innocence, which in the setting with all, the horns and the strings, and it's all in the minor key, and it's all very weird. Having that cut through, because you would think that you'll probably get some like baritone voice, male voice coming in and start singing quite hard, powerfully over it, but you don't. You get kind of something the opposite, and that's unsettling. Even if it is a nice, pure sound, it is very unsettling. I guess for me, it tells us that the origin of this story and the origin of this character. The song's called Arthas, My Son, so you could interpret it as that this is coming from, or the start of the song at least, or this section is coming from the perspective of his father, Tyrannus and Menethil. But for me, what it's saying is that this character was once, and one point, much like everyone, a pure, innocent soul. And he's been altered and changed through things that have happened throughout his life. Let's carry on. And notice how we've got cello in there. I love cellos. Cello, we've got low horns, and now the voice has turned into adult choral voices. It's getting more serious. It's building now. And you've got the strings and doing the kind of they're playing quite frantically, and then you've kind of got in the background, I think it was some other set of strings, I'm not sure which one. I was kind of sending going which is just building tension. Like the strings there that are playing quite frantically are keeping the tension there, and it almost feels like the descending notes, just like it's the ice melting, it's the story starting. I'm going to point out very quickly. Notice how the horns at the moment sound very heroic. It's like it almost sounds like it's in major. It almost sounds like it's a triumphant return of a king, or of a ceremony. And there's like marching band drums. And there's like war horns, and it goes completely off. It's not proud or grand. It's primal, it's visceral. So yeah, that whole last section, and even where we are now, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of movement. This is obviously the call to action. It's obviously you need to do that in trailer music, and you need to showcase or cinematic. It was a cinematic, wasn't it? It wasn't a trailer. You need to hype people up and show a lot of activity, and I'm pretty sure in the cinematic, this is where all of the like undead come out of the ice, and the dragon is riding the dragon and stuff. I don't know. He's not. Is he riding? No, he's not riding it. But there is a dragon, undead dragon. It's a call to war. It's that's what it is. That's, as I said, it's primal, it's visceral. It's war drums, marching drums, loud horns. It's pure drama, really. Now we've had our peak, but notice how it's still keeping the tension, it's still keeping that feeling of, you know, uncertainty, and then we hear the wind at the end, and then we go on to the next song in the playlist, which we're not looking at in this video. Another one, another time. Yeah, I mean, I put for lots and lots of reasons. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot more I could have said, but I'm just very conscious of how long a video of a 3-minute song should be, really. So I'm trying to keep it short, really. But this is probably in, you know, video game music, one of the most memorable songs for me. Like, it sticks with you. It's kind of, as I said, I think, like, to be honest, with a lot of music from this franchise, World of Warcraft, like, thematically, it's always really, really good. It's always really good, even in the worst expansions. And trust me, I played them. Really good music in every chapter of this game, and yeah, I just love this song, and I just wanted to talk about why I did. But anyway, I'll leave the video here. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, please do click like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. It will help me out an enormous amount. And as I said before, please do leave a comment on songs you'd like to hear in the future. Also, talk about what you liked about this song, what you didn't like. Is there something that you noticed that I didn't, or something you know that I don't know? Please put it in the comments below. I'd love to read it. Any songs, feel free to recommend any song from anywhere. You can do it from World of Warcraft or MMOs. You can do it from all other games, whatever. I'm happy to look at anything. But anyway, having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.